I've been saying, yesterday the college football Tuesday poll came out, and they have Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame. Well, I have Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Stanford, but I have Notre Dame 5th, so I have no problem with it. Now, I know Notre Dame has a loss, and Baylor doesn't, and Oklahoma State doesn't, and Iowa doesn't. But I've been saying this for anybody that's listened to my show for over 10 years. I don't look at you just on record. Because if you judge people just on record, then Baylor and Iowa and Oklahoma State, who haven't really played much of anybody yet except last weekend, finally Baylor's schedule is going to get real tough for the next month. But if you just vote on record, what you're basically saying to all these colleges is schedule cupcakes, win all the games you can. If your conference schedule is soft, just schedule Lamar and North Texas State. It's all about the record. Well, that's like voting for a president because he's good with the debates. What's his married life like? What's his family life like? What's his international experience? How does he feel about certain policies? I don't judge a president just on his debates. I watch the debates. They're 8% of what I will consume and consider voting for a president. I look at your record, Iowa, and I see crap for 25 years. I see nothing but you getting on the phone for 25 years and dialing up Lamar, North Texas State, and Panera Bread. That's your schedule. I don't see that with Michigan. Michigan's played in the last 25 years. Notre Dame 18 times. Oregon several times. Utah 4 times. BYU. Michigan goes out, and by the way, I hear this excuse. Well, the Big Ten's changed our schedules. That's funny. It's changed, but Michigan still plays great teams. The Pac-12's been Pac-8, Pac-10, Pac-12. You know who USC opens with next year? Alabama. They don't have to. UCLA plays tough games. Oregon plays tough games. Historically, Washington's played tough games. You know who never does? Iowa. So I don't want to hear about the Big Ten's change. You guys are making claims. You have not one time in 20 years, Kirk Ferentz hasn't once, and he's the most powerful guy in that athletic department, gotten on a phone and said, I want to schedule a game against the top 10 team. Not one time. So yesterday, Kirk Ferentz, who's a good coach and a good man, he's never left. He's had offers. He's never left. He's a good man. He's a good coach. Well, what do you know? It got back to him that I was taking a few shots at Iowa. So he had this to say.
Interesting. Last week, there was somebody that has a microphone, access to a microphone.
That'd
some of the stuff, discussion that comes up, suggested we knew our schedule 5 years ago. I think there were 11 teams in the Big Ten 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. There was no leaders or legends, no East or West, and the world's changed a lot in 5 years. I get the game. It's kind of like that scene from Rocky, right, where the Hulk, right? It's the Hulk. Is that the guy? Right. Hulk Hogan, right? Beats the crap out of Rocky for a while, and then, Rocky's like, what the heck? And it's just, it's a game. It's a spiel. So, I understand that. People that have a national mic have to make news.
No, we really don't. I don't really have to make news. My contract's guaranteed. I don't have to make news here. I'm not paid off bonuses and surges, and I'm paid because I've worked my ass off for 30 years, and I do a good show, and I don't make stuff up. It's not a game to me. It's a profession. Is it a game to you when you schedule Lamar? Kirk Ferentz is a good man, but I don't want to hear about, well, the Big 12 has moved and changed. So is the Pac-12. So is the Big 12. Big 12. Nebraska used to play in the Big 12. What do they play now? The Big 10. That's got more than 10 teams. All these conferences, they're adding, they're subtracting, they're moving. ACC, they still play tough teams. You can give me all the excuses in the world. Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma, Alabama, every year, USC, UCLA, Oregon, they all get on the phone and schedule Alabama. They schedule each other. The one exception in this country, the biggest poser has been Iowa. So I have no problem at all saying about Iowa. I don't care if they go undefeated. Notre Dame's got a loss. But look at that. Notre Dame got on the phone several years ago and scheduled Texas. Didn't have to. Georgia Tech didn't have to. USC, Stanford. Look at Notre Dame's schedule. And if they end up with one narrow loss, one tiny narrow loss, 24-22 to Clemson, they're in.